Everyone in the lead generation space seems to be talking about this one tool nonstop. But why is everyone talking about it? And is it as good as people make it out to be? As someone who's personally spent well over 300 hours in Clay and has made hundreds of thousands of dollars as a result of this software, it might be one of, if not the best tool in lead generation right now. However, as good as this tool is, it might be one of the most difficult tools to use that I've ever come across, with a learning curve steeper than a black hole. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down how this software works and how we use it to generate tens of thousands of leads and book 250 sales calls every single month for us and our clients, while keeping it as simple as possible. Let's get into it. So you can find Clay at app.clay.com. I will also drop our tech stack down below, and that includes a referral link, which will bring you around 3,000 credits, complimentary on the house as part of being part of the program here. So this is Clay's home screen here. It's got a bunch of easy workflows up at the top here, but for the purpose of this video here, let's say that we are looking to solicit our services to software development companies here in the US. So we're going to search software development. We'll see it populate down here. We want to go after maybe SMB size, so 2 to 10, 11 to 50, 51 to 200 employees. And as I mentioned, they're all here in the United States, so we'll filter for that specifically. And we're just pulling the companies in at this point, right? So we'll be able to source the companies here, and then the next step is going to be really more powerful. We'll be able to double click in. So it's only previewing 50 of 50,000 plus results, so there's a ton. This is a massive TAM. So we'll create a new table, and it'll give you some enrichment options here. I've found that this personally just waste credits because it just doesn't give you everything you need right at the start here. And I'd rather pull in the unique aspects that are going to be really relevant to our offer. So instead, I like to do these one-off when we get into the actual workbook that we're creating, and then we can personalize that data a little bit more. So I just pulled in 50 rows here, just keep it really brief. We can see that's pulling in the name, the description from Google. That's just a Boolean search, the size of the company, type, location, all that good stuff. Let's say that we want to get a little bit more detailed here. Maybe we want to see what exactly technology they're using within their website and on their homepage. So this will just pull in the domain, continue to add fields. Cool. And we just want to see the technologies. Let's say we were going for something specific. Maybe we want to see specifically if they're utilizing Klaviyo for email marketing, or if they're building their solution on Webflow because we sell Framer services, or something unique there, right? There's always something that you can latch onto from a go-to-market strategy to really appeal to that audiences. And then from there, say we want to personalize our message a little bit more. Be like, hey, we notice you guys are utilizing Webflow, and your website traffic is just not there compared to some of your competitors. So you get website traffic here. I want to use SEMrush, ideally. Get traffic analytics, beautiful. And we're just going to quickly source that information. Save it around 10 rows. And then this will start populating the information here. So as we can see, some of that data is starting to populate here. We're having 286 technologies that were found. We can see that the website was built on Wix, right? But there's just all sorts of different data that we can call out here. Viewpoint meta that they're utilizing. Pingback support, right? If we're selling different support solutions, we can do a competitive takedown off of that, right? All sorts of different unique stuff. We can call it the website traffic. Now from here, we're going to want to actually figure out, okay, great. We know the company and we know that they're a fit for us based on these unique identifiers, whatever that might be for your solution. Who do I actually figure out who I'm going to speak to about this? And so from here, we're going to add enrichment, find people. Find contacts at company. Cool. And then we're going to save results in the new table just for cleanliness. And so that way in the future, we could just rerun this workflow continually. And what we've seen for our ideal buying persona is that they're typically these, let's just say C-suite, owner, partner, and VP. We'll just preview these results. So that data has now cleanly pushed into this new table here. We're seeing the imported profiles that we want to speak to, their first name, their last name, their full name, their job title, where they're based out of, which is great for personalization if we want to call it a local restaurant or local activity. We've seen that work great with service-based businesses, little nugget there. And then from here, we want to run a waterfall enrichment. Awesome. So I just pulled in the relevant contact information for the people that we want to specifically speak with here. So you'll see those names starting to populate here, the company that's associated with, and then this allows you to click back to that table. So that's where I'm saying like the workflow keeps you all within one single pane of glass. First name, last name, full name, job title, location. Great for personalization if we want to call it a local restaurant or activity, right? So now we actually need to figure out, well, how are we going to get in contact with them? And the way that we'll do that is with a waterfall enrichment process. So what that'll look like is we'll click add enrichment and then work email SMB. We have a few different API keys here for Lead Magic and Prospio. Those are two of the more financially affordable ones, and we've seen this work really good too. And so we'll just let those run, save, and run on 10 rows, just so you guys can get a little sample of what that'll look like. It'll source from the full name, the company domain, and the LinkedIn profile. So now as you can see that's running, that's queuing up. So we're seeing that run. Now, while that runs, we're gonna wanna personalize our data as well. Let's pretend that we're selling content services and we want to call out their competitors that they're working with here. Now, one of the most powerful tools within Clay itself is Clayagent. It's like your AI assistant on steroids. It is incredible how powerful this tool is at going out and conducting research on the web, whether that is about your companies or even their competitors, and then providing that research and then tailoring that message. And you can do that in one or more workflows or agents, or you can just do that one process alone. Now, let me show you. So let's pretend we're going to configure this to Clayagent, and we're going to put this on mini because it's not going to burn as many credits here. And then we're going to browse through some of the prompts. There's a ton of prompts already created, but let's say we want to go after some of their competitors. So we'll type in competitors here, find competitors. Awesome. Visit the domain of company name and find 3 of their competitors. Cool. I'll just save and run on 10 rows. This will then start going out and doing web research for us on those actual competitors that our company would potentially want to take down or grab more market share from. But how are they actually going to do that, right? And so we're going to use Clayagent again to source content ideas that will help them gather more market share because they're serving as thought leaders here. So let me show you that again. So that'll sound like SEO. Let's do blog ideas. This is a really thorough one. And sometimes you need to be just to get the results that you're looking for. Save and run on 10 rows. And so you can see this data is already populating on the far left side here. So let's jump back to that. So what we're seeing here is all the finalized work emails pushing through. So those ran through 7 different databases instead of us having to go to Apollo, Zoom Info, Seamless, right? That's all existing now within this one software. It's just running through that whole waterfall and enrichment process. You get those final work emails. That's the list that you're going to be working off of. You now have their exact competitors, and now you have your SEO blogs that you're looking at that you can then grab actual market share from and help take down competitive market share. And then for the last step of this process, we have all this information that's tailored and personalized. So we can just quickly come up here and click actions, call it export, and you can download that to a CSV, push it over to your HubSpot, your Salesforce, or even Smart Leads as well, and Google Sheets. We'd like to, for a process, send this over to a Google Sheets and have a VA get the eyes on it just to make sure that the data is all clean and organized. But after there, we just push it to Smart Leads. So it's just a nice clean user experience there, all within one systematic workflow, and that makes it a really more autonomous in the overall lead generation process. Now, this all sounds great on paper, but the learning curve to learn how to do all these things is insanely steep. So if you want to save yourself hundreds of hours and probably equal amounts of money and frustration along the way, and you just want to have this lead generation system immediately deployed into your business, click on the link in the description down here below, and we can set up this done with you system so you have no headaches along the way. So why is this tool as complicated as people say? As you guys saw, when you land on the homepage of Clay there, it's typically just a blank screen. And I think that's where people just go wrong. The first step out of the gate, right? You just land up in this new trail, this new path, and you're like, I've heard amazing things about this park, but I have no map and I have no sense of direction for where I want to go. And it's not like there's a guide that can help guide you along the way unless you're tuning into this video here to show you the exact steps and processes that you need to make along the way so you don't fall into the creek and can make it onto the summit of generating leads on autopilot for your business. And then the last common mistake that I see most users make is that they're skipping the essential steps process. I highly recommend that you all purchase the GPT 4.0 package, go up to at least tier 3 so that you can use the API information. So that way you don't burn a ton of Clay credits, but also hook up your other database sources into Clay as well and utilize the API keys so you're not spending a ton of money on Clay, but also that data is configured correctly so you're getting the best of the best when it comes to utilizing this solution. Now, as you've seen, Clay rewards patience with better performance and better results for your campaigns, but that's just one step in the lead generation process. So if you want to see the entire process from start to finish, check out this video here sharing how we helped a clothing brand at $150,000 through our lead generation services. See you guys in the next video.